So we'll start now. Okay, so welcome participants once again to the second session of this day, in fact, the last day of this program. So today we have Ms. Tanushree Bisnoy from Art of Living with us. So she will speak on uh, stress management. Okay. So let me introduce Ms. Tanushree Bisnoy. So Tanushree is a young, dynamic youth leadership trainer. She holds a BE degree in biotechnology and, along with her undergraduate studies, has worked on several research projects at the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. She was granted a graduate research scholarship at the National University of Singapore, where she was awarded an MS degree in structural biology and clinical drug design. Throughout her academic career, she has been involved with organizing youth initiatives as a volunteer for the Art of Living Foundation and is a living testament to the fact that science and spirituality can work side by side. As a facilitator for the flagship youth program of the Art of Living, Yes Plus Youth Empowerment and Skills Program, she travels to several states in India and is proud of the opportunity to bring about a positive change. In the last 11 years, he has inspired and empowered thousands of students through the Yes Plus programs across educational institutions that include NIT Surathkal, XLRI Jamshedpur, TA Pi Management Institute Manipal, Bangalore Medical College and Research Institute, Karnataka Medical College, IIT Madras, Manipal University, SRM University, IIT Bangalore, NIT Jamshedpur, and others. She is an avid swimmer, an absorbed reader, and a self-confessed gastronome. And with this, I'd like to invite Ms. Tanushree Bisnoy. Please share your thoughts with us. So let's see what she has for us today. Yes, over to you, Tanushree ma'am.
Thank you, Shubha Padiji, for that kind introduction. And I would like to begin the session by first requesting all of us to turn on our video cameras because this session is going to be different from a usual webinar where, one the speaker is speaking and we are all listening, but there isn't much involvement of the audience. But here it's going to be an interactive 1 hour, 1.5 hours that we are going to spend with each other. So if I'm getting to see you, it will add more value to this session. Yes. So can I request everyone to turn on their videos, please? And don't worry, we are, most of us are at home or our workplace, so don't worry about the background and everything. It doesn't matter. It's important that you should see me and I should see you. Yes. So I'll give you all a minute. You can adjust your surroundings and turn on your videos. Thank you, Dolphy. Thank you, Padiji. Let's all turn on our videos one by one. Thank you, Ravi Kiranji. Thank you, Tamarasi ji, Manjunatha ji, Dolphy ji. Thank you. I can see only this many faces on my screen right now. So because during this session, I'm going to be teaching you some breathing techniques, some tools that can help you actually manage stress. This is not just a theory session. It's going to empower you with some techniques that will be with you even after this session is over. And so it's very important that I can check that you are doing this correctly. Yes. So in the next 4-5 minutes, I would like most of you to turn on your videos. Yes, let's do that. Okay. So I have been with the Art of Living for over 17 years now. I've been traveling and teaching these programs for nearly 12 years. I travel across the country, various educational campuses, corporate professionals, doctors and engineers and people from all walks of life. I have trained in the Art of Living programs. And today I'm very happy to be with you over this next 1 hour. And I hope that in this session, you can go back with something tangible that you can say, okay, yes, I learned this. Yeah. Because usually we attend these meetings or these seminars and we hear so much information, but it stays only for a short while with us. How many of you feel that is the case? You can write a yes in the chat box. You can communicate with me over there. Yeah. You watch a TED talk and you think, oh, I'm going to change my life. Get so inspired. Some motivational speaker comes, you listen to it and you're like, wow, yes, I'm going to bring a big change in my life. You get so fired up. And then the next day, things are back to square one, right? Morning when the alarm rings at 5 o'clock, you're still pressing the snooze button, saying, oh, 5 more minutes, right? So that is not wisdom. That is knowledge. Wisdom is that which gets integrated in life. Do you agree? I didn't see any yeses in the chat box. Are you all there? Or am I speaking to only 6 people? You can put a yes in the chat box, then I will know. Okay, Pavan Lakshmi ji is there. Srinidhi Kulkarni is there, Ravi Kiran ji is there, Vivekita is there, Vivekita ji is there, Manjunatha ji is there. Good. Very nice. But I still see only 6 people. You thought you had to only listen, right? It's a surprise for you. It's a pleasant surprise, I hope. Joseph ji is saying yes. Jalad ji is saying yes. Good. Very nice.
So it's even to the organizer.
Okay.
It's a surprise to the organizer also. Okay.
Yeah. There should be some thrill in life, right? Otherwise things get boring. Yeah, very nice. So Jalad ji is the last person I'm seeing yes from. So I want to see everybody type. Yeah. I want everyone to be involved here because only then this will make some sense to you, right? And that's my purpose of being here today for 1 hour, that whatever I'm saying, it can get integrated. Yeah. Good. So we have this word stress, okay? We have heard it so many times. It's everywhere. It's in the papers. It's on social media. It has come into our common talk, right? So, oh, I'm so stressed. Even 7th, 8th standard children are saying, oh, I've got exam stress. This word was not in our vocabulary about 20 years ago, right? Maybe we didn't know what we were experiencing is stress, or maybe there was less stress, whatever it may be. But first, now that it has become a part of our life, we cannot escape it, right? It's everywhere. If you're working, you will, even at home, in our relationship, stress is something that is ubiquitous, right? But what is stress exactly? Let's understand that first before we move forward. Yeah? Stress in the simplest manner, if I were to define it, it would be you have too much to do, not enough time, not enough energy. Does this make sense? Yes. Can you put a yes in the chat box if this makes sense? Too much to do, not enough time, not enough energy. Now, if you have a lot of work to do, but you have ample time and you are feeling very energetic, then that work doesn't give us stress, right? It's only when one of the 2 parameters is low that activity becomes stressful. Now, we cannot do anything about our workload. As we grow higher in our organizations, workload is going to increase. If it's not increasing, means somewhere it should be a danger sign that maybe I'm not progressing at the speed in which I should, right? So more work is going to be there. We cannot escape it. Now, more time, can you change that? Not really. Everyone has the same 24 hours and you cannot spend all of them working. You have a life, you have your family, you have your relationships, you have your hobbies. You have to divide your time in so many things, right? So the time that you can allocate to work is limited. Whether it is you or me or some, the head of World Bank or the head of the United Nations or the global CEO, we all have been allotted 24 hours in our life. It's a great equalizer, right? Time. Now, time is also fixed. Work also you can't do anything about. Then it comes to the third variable, which is, can you put it in the chat box? What is it? I want to keep ensuring you are awake, you are alert, you are here. What is the third variable? Energy, Ramani ji, absolutely energy, right? If we can learn how to keep our energy levels high, then our ability to deal with an increased workload in a lesser amount of time will increase. We will be able to better handle, not just our work, better handle our emotions, better handle the people in our lives, respond in a better manner to whatever situation comes. Isn't that so? Yes or no? See, when we are tired, when we are exhausted physically, mentally, then we start getting irritated. In that irritation, we make poor choices. We say things that we regret. You'll go home from work carrying that strain, and then your wife just comes and say, "Hi, it's enough to burst." Your children just come and want to show you something. Don't talk to me. Nobody cares. Yes. What is this? This is a sign of an exhausted person. I will not say stressed, just say an exhausted person. A person who has not learned how to re-energize. Yeah. So what is the secret to that? That is something I want to share with you over this session. Would you like to learn? Only if more than 40 people put a yes in the chat box, then I will teach you. Huh? Otherwise, I don't know whether you are there or not. You have just put it on maybe the call and you are doing something else. That's not good enough for me. I want everyone's full attention. I'm very jealous about my audience attention. So I want to see 40 yeses at least. I am seeing about 10 right now. Okay, some more. See, I'll tell you one thing, okay? Keep writing your yeses. I'm just telling you meanwhile. We are all Indian. We have all been Indian students, right? Most of us have studied in India, correct? As Indian students, do you know we have one fantastic ability? Nobody else may have this, only we have it. Can you guess what is that fantastic ability? Even your students have it. You also had it as students. Your children will also maybe have it as students. What is that ability? Can someone just take a guess? You can put it in the chat box. Okay, I'm seeing quite a few yeses, but I don't think you have hit the 40 mark yet. It looks like 30, almost 10 more yeses, then we start. Adaptation, oh, okay. What else? To say yes. Yeah. What else? Interesting. Okay, you observe your class when we were giving lectures in the physical format, in the in-person format. Okay, you are giving the lecture and you see a class full of faces in front of you who are looking like they are listening. Right? But are they listening? Come on, tell me truthfully. When we were students also, we did this, right? We have this amazing ability to look like we are listening. But mentally, we could be in Switzerland, roaming around in the Alps, or watching some movie in our head, or singing some song, or dreaming about our dream job. What will I do when I have a lot of money, etc., etc. Right? But if the teacher sees our face, she will believe 100% that I am sincerely listening. We might be sleeping inside, but the face is engaged. Now, why did I tell you this? Because I don't want you to be in that mode for the next 1 hour. Can you promise me that? In that function, this ability, one more function is coded inside this ability. After a few seconds, there will be a nod also. This will pakka confirm to the teacher, is listening. This is all tricks that the students play, right? And right now you happen to be in that community. So I am going to request you, everyone come out of just snap your fingers wherever you are. Snap your fingers. Even if you're in your office or in your college, never mind, just snap your fingers and become awake, alert to this moment. Right now you're here. Okay? Yes? Yeah, this is something I want from you. That you, for the next 1 hour, know all your assignments that you have to write. You have to write an exam paper, you have to prepare the paper, you have to finish some file, your children also need something, your wife also, your husband has also asked you to send some mail, you have to pay some bill. There are a huge to-do lists in your life, I know that. For the next 1 hour, can you keep it aside? Can you say, okay, next 1 hour, I don't care. I'm going to be here 100%. Can we all do that? Yes? No? Yes. Right? Good. Very nice. Very nice. I'm so glad. And I want to thank you all for your involvement and replying on the chat box. That's really nice of you. Very good. Okay. Before we go on to some tools and techniques for us to handle stress better, the first step is our body. See, we exist at many levels. We are not just our body, but our body is an important aspect of us, right? If you are not feeling well in the body, it affects your mind, it affects your intellect, it affects your behavior, it affects your emotions, it affects everything. Yes? So we cannot ignore the body. We have to take care of the body to some aspect so that we are ready to learn about the other aspects. So first, what I want to do is I want to give you just 10 minutes of light stretches that you can do sitting on a chair. You don't need to even get up to do these stretches. But this will enable you to feel a little more relaxed, little more aware, and ready to learn about something higher than the body. Okay, done? Will you all do it with me? I'm relying on you. Even those whose videos are off, I'm relying that you are being 100% participate. Okay. So, we are looking at a screen now so much more in the last 2 years than we have done ever before, right? It has taken a huge toll on our eyes, on our optic nerve, on our brain, on our neck, shoulder, and our entire nervous system. Some of us have realized this, some of us we may not have realized this, but the effect is there for everyone. Yeah. And unless we do something to compensate this strain that we are putting on our nervous system, it amplifies with time into illness. Right? So it's very important on a day-to-day basis, we are doing something, little bit, something to relax our, at least this upper part, if not the whole body. Right? So let's begin with something. It's called Sukshma Vyayam or micro exercise. So what we are going to do are very small movements, but they will address the nerve endings which exists in our face, in our head, in our neck and shoulder area. Yeah. So the first thing I want you to do is take your right palm and place it on your top of your head and gently massage the top of your head in circular motions. So I'm not doing like this, like this. My hand, it's like as if stuck to the skin and I'm moving the skin itself. Even your forehead skin might move, as you can see on my video. Clockwise, 5 circles, and then reverse the direction 5 times clockwise, anti-clockwise. Wonderful. Now take both the hands, put them behind your head and massage the back of your head. You may feel a temperature difference between your hands and your head. Most of us will find the head is warmer. So let's just quickly massage. You will notice there is an edge to our skull. You can feel the edge over here. Just massage the edge in a soft touch. Wonderful. Okay. Now let us come with our thumb and index finger, massage the eyebrows. Without even realizing, when we are stressed, you will see your eyebrows will become like this, right? Let's massage this area. If you're wearing spectacles for the next few minutes, if you can see without spectacles, I would say remove them just for the next few minutes. 5 times massage the eyebrows. Okay. Now form a fist and tap your forehead all the way till the temple. For the people who are from Tamil Nadu, you may have realized this is what you do in the Vinayaka temple, right? Yeah. This is supposed to stimulate the nerves which are linked with cognition. This is very, very useful for the body. 5 times and relax. Now take your index and middle finger, place it on your temple, this part, just on the line of the eyes, and gently make circles. We are not pressing. Here you have to put very, very light touch. If you feel like closing eyes, you can close the eyes also. It's even more beneficial. Now reverse the direction, 5 more circles in the opposite direction. Now bring the two fingers down to your jaw joint over here. In the middle of your cheek on the side, you will notice there is a joint, right? If you open and close your mouth, you'll feel a movement here, correct? Just press this area and release. Press and release. When you press, you may feel a pressure here. That's correct. That's good. Press and release. You may feel some knot-like things also, so you can massage them as well. Press, release. Press and release. And one last time. Press, release. Dr. Joseph, do it with both fingers and you can apply more pressure. If it's just one finger, its pressure is less. So 2 fingers. Press. Now from the ear till the cheek, the jawbone, we are going to massage the jawline. Now pull your ears, pull it up and pull down. Is this reminding you of your school days? Teacher would give this punishment, right? In all Indian schools, and at least in the earlier times, we used to get this punishment, pull your ears and sit in that position, right? Now let me tell you something very interesting. Keep pulling while I tell you. In Harvard Medical School, we have all heard of Harvard Medical School. There's this person, he's a resident research scholar there, who is going around America to all the primary and middle schools in America, teaching children something called super brain yoga. He says that this yoga improves learning, memory, cognition, rational thinking, and problem solving. Okay? And do you know what he teaches them? What you are doing right now. He asks the students to pull ears and do sit-ups. This is the punishment we have been getting in our schools since ages, right? So even our punishments in our country had some significance because the nerve endings in our ear light up the portions of the brain that are responsible for all the benefits I just mentioned. So pull your ears once more. Pull, pull, pull. Yes. Fantastic. Okay. Now something for the eyes, the most important, right? Let's first rotate the eyeballs in the clockwise direction and anti-clockwise direction without moving the head. Make full circles. 5 circles clockwise. Slow or fast is up to you. And 5 circles anti-clockwise. And come back to the center. Now, squeeze your eyes shut, squeeze it tight. Hold for 5 seconds, just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now open it wide. Make our eyes big, you should, like you're scaring someone. Now close it tight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and open wide. Hold it like that. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And now once again, close it. Tight, 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 tight. And relax. Now take your index finger and middle finger, place it on the edge of your eyes and pull your eyes sideways. Now blink your eyes 10 times. Faster is better. And relax. Once again, take it on the side, pull it to the side and blink 5 times. You may feel one eye is easier than the other. You may feel one eye is feeling a little more restrained while doing this. That's normal. And relax. Now rub your palms together and place the cup of your palms onto your eyes. And you may relax. Done. Now pull your cheeks. You know, we hold a lot of stress in this jaw joint, right? So let's relax this. When we were children, you know, many people used to pull our cheek, but now nobody pulls. So you can only pull your own cheek. Pull your cheeks right, left, outside. Now with the tongue, we are going to massage the inside of the cheek like this. When you're doing this, it may feel like strained, right? That's normal. You can continue doing it. And relax. Now let's come to the neck. I hope you're able to see me properly. Yeah. And breathe in, take your neck up, your head up. And as you breathe out, chin to the chest. And breathing in from the right, go up. Breathing out from the left, come down. Breathing in from the right, go up. Breathing out from the left, come down. Breathe in, right and up. Breathing out, left and down. Breathing in, right and up. Breathing out, left and down. Reverse the direction, breathing in, left and up, slow circles. Breathing out, right and down. Breathing in, left and up. Breathing out, right and down. Breathing in, left and up. Breathing out, right and down. And one last time, breathing in, left and up. And right and down. And come back to center. Now just move your neck left, right like this and observe how easier or not it is to do so. Just feel whether it is lighter than before. Just observe it for yourself. Okay. Now raise the right arm up. Place the palm on your ear, the other ear, and now rest on your arm by bending to the right, opposite to what you are seeing me doing. Straighten the head, release the arm, the other arm. Left palm is on the right ear and you're bending on the left side. As you're bending on the left side, observe the stretch happening in your right side in the back. Straighten the head and relax. Bring both your hands up top, interlock the fingers, turn it around and stretch up. Straighten your spine as if someone is pulling you from the top. Someone is pulling you and they are going to lift you. So how would you be? Just stretch up, 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 up. Spine is stretched, head is stretched. The whole body is stretched upwards. And relax, bring your hands down on the head. And we will do this once more. Breathe in, stretch up, 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 up. A little more up, 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 up. And breathe out and relax. Now, as we breathe in, we will take our shoulders up. Squeeze the shoulders, straighten the spine. Your back is straight and you are pulling the shoulders up. Your palms, you can keep it on the lap and pull up. And relax. Once again, breathe in. Squeeze the shoulders up. Keep breathing. Don't stop your breath. And relax. Once more. Breathe in. Stretch up. And breathe out and relax. Wonderful. Now hands on the shoulder blades. And rotate your arms. Make circles. Forward, up, back, down. Make 4 circles, and then we will reverse the direction. So back and up, front and down. And the last round. Okay. Now just shake the hands. Shake it as if at least one finger should fall off. Not lightly, you have to shake with a lot of force. Don't be afraid, nothing will happen. Shake, 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 shake. You have to loosen up your hands from the wrist. Huh? So you are not just moving the fingers, the whole wrist you are shaking the palm, your hands, and relax. Now hold your hands in front of you like this. Make a fist and rotate the wrist. Now reverse the direction. Let us keep our videos on so that I can observe that you are doing everything correctly. And relax. One last stretch we will do, which is this twisting stretch. Take your left palm, put it on your right knee. You're sitting on the chair, you can put it on the right knee. And twist on the right side, looking back at the wall behind you. Behind you there is a wall. See how far back you can see. The farthest corner that you can see. Twist that much. And come back to center. Your right hand on your left knee. And now you're twisting towards the left side. Looking back on the wall, see how far back you can see. Keep breathing, don't hold the breath. And come back to center. Okay, good. Just check your body, check it yourself. Move your shoulders, move your arms, move your neck. Is it feeling better? Is it feeling lighter? Just check that for yourself. Good, very nice. You know, if we have any discomfort in the body, it prevents even our mind from perceiving correctly, right? If you're ill and you're not feeling well, then no matter what someone is saying, it doesn't go inside because the body becomes an obstruction, right? If the body is healthy, it's an asset for us. But if the body is not healthy, not fit, it becomes a liability. It prevents you from doing what you have planned to do in your life, right? So it's very, very important that we are taking care of our fitness. You can choose whichever way you like. You like sports, play sports. You want to walk, do that. Want to jog, run, swim, do yoga, do aerobics, do whatever suits you, gymming. But 30 minutes of exercise every day is essential for our well-being. 30 minutes, even 5 days a week, if we are doing 30 minutes, that's good enough. But we should be doing that much. Yes. Shall we all commit to that? Yeah. See, it's not usually we think, oh, but by the time I go back, I'm so tired. We have so many reasons why we don't exercise, right? But we have to understand that if you want to do something, you can always make the time. That is true. Right? Some of the busiest people in the world meditate. They find time for yoga and meditation every single day. So we can do that as well. Right? Okay. Now let's come back to our stress. Now that our body is a little more comfortable, we are listening a little bit more, then we can talk about something more complex than the body, which is the mind. See, first I want to ask you, what do you think is the mind? What is the function of the mind? Nature has given us a mind for a reason, right? What do you think is the function of the mind? Can you put it in the chat box? Everyone is comfortable with English here, I hope. Yes. Okay. Thought and cognition, okay. What else? Controlling the body, Venkateshan ji is saying, okay. to control the body, thinking capacities in the mind. Okay, okay. What else? I'm reading all the responses. So write down whatever you think. Don't think, oh, 4 people have written. No, now why I have to write? No, you have a different, unique answer in your mind. Please write it. Please share it with us. Okay. To execute the thinking, Dr. Joseph is saying. Okay, okay. What else? Okay. So what is the exact function of the mind? Controls the organs, awareness of the self and outside. It is the coordinator, allows what your mind thinks, to allow what your mind thinks. Okay, okay, okay. Very interesting, very nice. Thank you for sharing. See, if you were to understand what is the mind, you have to check it right now. Are you looking at the screen? Are you looking at me? Show me a thumbs up. Yes. What in you is looking at me? Put it in the chat box. What in you is looking at me? Yeah, you're looking at me, but what in you is looking at me? Mind through the eyes. You've got it, Priyanka ji, right? The eyes are looking, but actually there is something else that is looking through the eyes, isn't it? If it's just the eyes looking, then many times we have had this experience that, you're looking for your keys, okay? This happens with most of us. We're like, Arey, where is my keys? Where are my keys? Where are my keys? You make such a noise in the house, coming in, going out, looking. Then suddenly your family member comes and says, it's right here in front of you. Has this happened to you? How many of you this has happened? I think every single person has had this experience, right? So is it really the eyes that are looking or just the eyes? No, the eyes along with the mind. It is actually the right thing to say is the mind is looking through the eyes, right? The mind is listening through the ears. The mind is tasting through the tongue and so on. So it is the mind which is perceiving the world through the 5 senses. This is the basic core function of the mind. To perceive, to collect information about the world that we have around us through our 5 sensory organs. Yeah. Now, this is a very interesting topic. Many times we are sitting in a lecture, the sound is falling on our ears, the signal is getting conveyed to our brain, but are we listening? No. The ears are listening, hearing, but the mind, which is behind the ears, is not in that moment or not focused on what is being said. Right? Yes or no? Yes? That's it. See, when we talk about focus or when we talk about efficiency or when we talk about productivity, what is productivity? It is a mind that is in the present moment, right here, right now. 90% of the time, if you observe, your mind is not here. Even in this time, we have had this session for almost maybe 35 minutes. Your mind has not been here throughout. That's normal. It's human, isn't it? The mind has gone to many places. Where does the mind go? 2 favorite places the mind has to go. One is the past and one is the future. The mind is either going and thinking about something that has already happened. This talk is going on, you're listening. Suddenly your mind says, hey, what did I have for breakfast today? It was not so good, no? Today, breakfast was not nice. Where did the mind go? It went in the past, right? And then the mind goes to the future. Oh, lunch, I will have something better. I will order from there. Or I'm going to that restaurant to eat. So what did the mind do? It went to the past, regretted something in the past, went to the future, planned something for the future. Are you seeing this phenomena? And do you see how this is occurring throughout the day most of the times without your awareness? The mind is constantly vacillating between the past and the future. And this is what causes stress, right? This is what causes stress. Work does not cause stress. It is not work that causes stress. It is either lack of energy that causes stress, or it's a mind that is disengaged from the present moment that attracts stress in our life, right? We have some work to do, okay? We sit for an hour with that work. Suppose you have to correct some assignment, okay? You sit with an hour, you decided, okay, 7 to 8, I will finish this. You sit with that work. Now, you have sat for the work, but has your mind sat for that work? No. The mind wants to do 100 things. Wants to check social media, wants to see the news, wants to eat something, is thinking about what that person at work said, is thinking about what they have to do tomorrow. Oh, I had to write that email, I forgot. We spend 80% to 90% of our time in this without even realizing. So, what is happening is we are doing the work that can take 10 minutes in 60 minutes. And so we fall short of time, we get tired, and we get stressed. Are you with me? Yes? No? So if we can learn to bring the mind into the present moment, if we can learn to stop the mind from running everywhere when we want it to. Sometimes you're okay. Sometimes if you're just Sunday, you want the mind to roam around, let it roam around. But if you have something important to do, we should have the ability to bring the mind where we want it to. If we can learn how to do that, this is a superpower, in my opinion. Yes. Then whatever you want to accomplish in your life, whether personal or professional goals, becomes so easy. What is stopping us is that we are not able to bring our mind where we want it to be. Right? And the tools that we think can help manage the mind are not working. See, when you are distracted or when you are going through any emotion, say, suppose you are feeling angry or you are feeling worried about the future. Through the last 2 years, I'm sure many of us have been very worried at some point. What's going to happen? What is the future like? What will happen to my profession? What about my children? What about our finances? When your mind is engaged either in an emotion or in some past or future, what do you do to get out of it? You tell yourself, hey, come on, this is useless. Come on. No, let's not worry. Let's work right now. Things will work out. We try to explain and counsel our mind. And I'm going to burst a bubble here right now. This is the most useless activity. It does not work. Right? When you are going through an emotion, just telling yourself, oh, don't be in that emotion, it's the most useless thing. Suppose you have to suddenly today, and right now I tell, okay, Manjunatha ji, you have to present something in front of 800 people. Physically present in the auditorium, you have to speak now. Manjunatha ji, if he is like me, the way I was earlier, if I was asked to speak in front of 800 people, means what will happen inside me, only I know, right? So when that fear kicks in, if I come and tell Manjunatha ji, don't worry, be confident, is it going to make him confident just listening to this advice? This is absolutely useless. And we have been showered with useless advices since our childhood. We have never been taught practically how to deal with our emotions. Right now, I'm feeling afraid. I am feeling nervous. I am feeling whatever. What do I do about it? No one has an answer to that, right? And in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to share with you a technique that can help you practically deal with what you're going through. And this is just one of the techniques that Art of Living teaches. The Art of Living program teaches a very powerful technique called Sudarshan Kriya. I'm going to show you a small video about Sudarshan Kriya towards the end, which is going to help you understand the power, the true power of what your breath can do for you. The breath is the secret. See, mind cannot be handled at the level of the mind. Like I said just now with this example, mind cannot deal with the mind. See how our mind functions, the physics is very different from our body. If at the level of my body, I want to bring about a change, I have to put effort. Would you agree? If today I decide I'm going to develop biceps, if this thing comes in me, what should I do? By thinking bicep every day, will bicep come for me? No, I need to put effort. Consistent, prolonged effort. I have to go to the gymnasium every single day for months and do something repetitively for maybe in the 3-4 months, I will start to see results. But at the level of our mind, effort is counterproductive. Body has opposite physics to the mind. At the level of our mind, when we put effort, our mind runs in the opposite direction. Let me give you an example. All of you either have children at home or you have observed children for sure, right? Now imagine a small child comes into this room right now, maybe 2, 3 year old toddler. I tell the child, okay, you can play anywhere you want. This whole room is yours. Do whatever you want. Just that power plug is there over there, that power socket. Just don't put your finger in that power socket, okay? Rest, you do anything you want. Now I want to ask you, what is the first thing the child is going to do? Put it in the chat box. First thing the kid is going to do is absolutely go to the power socket and put in the finger. Bzz, it's going to happen. Our mind functions exactly like this. At the level of the mind, whatever we resist, that persists. You tell yourself, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. You start worrying more. You are angry, you are very angry. Your family member comes and tells you, don't be angry, cool down, cool down. You get more angry. Now you get angry at this person also. Right? Yes or no? Yeah. So now how to handle this tricky mind? You must be thinking, okay, you told us the recipe, but how to do it? Right? How to do it? That is the key. This secret is in our breath. Our mind and our breath have a very deep connection. We have never paid any attention to it. We have not paid any attention to our breath, and we have never paid any attention to our mind and breath connection. Right now, if I ask you, are you breathing? You'll have to check. Yeah, I'm there, I'm breathing. Yeah, it's happening automatically. We are not aware of it, right? But it is the breath that is the most critical aspect of our existence. You have so many goals in your life. You have so many plans in your life. You have so much education. Most of you are holding masters and PhD degrees. You have a job, you have relationships, you have children, you have friends, you have family. Put all of that on one hand. You have earned some money, you have made a house, you have bought a car. Put everything on one hand. The other hand is your next breath. Are you getting what I'm saying here? Yes? That one breath determines everything else. The moment that last breath leaves and says, okay, finish, story over, all of this stuff will become meaningless for you in one moment. Yes or no? So what is more important than the most important things in our life is the breath. Yeah? Family is important, work is important, education is important, money is important, health is important, whatever is important. What is more important than the most important thing in our life is our breath. Right? And we have never looked at it. It is the most neglected aspect of us. See, whenever we experience any strong emotion, do you notice that the breath pattern changes? Almost immediately the breath pattern changes. Can you give me an example? Which emotion you have seen this very, very obviously? You are going through that emotion and your breath has changed. Anxiety, yes, breath becomes different. Yeah. When you're angry, how do you breathe? Faster, isn't it? Haven't you seen, observe, when you're angry, when you're in the heat of anger, your breath pattern is very fast. When you're sad, your breath is different. The pattern changes. In fear, absolutely, Ravi Kiran, pattern changes. See, if you are just logging in to see the result of your something, you applied for some position and that result has come. You are just logging in. This is something very important for you. By the time that page is loading, if you notice, you are holding your breath without even realizing, right? Then you see the result and you're like, ah. When we are happy, we breathe differently. When we are sad, feeling low, breath pattern is different. When we are excited about something, breath changes. When we are afraid of something, breath changes. You're walking in the night, suddenly one snake comes in front of you. What happens to your breath? Whether it is you here in India or someone in Mongolia or South America or wherever, it's the same breath pattern that is linked with our emotions. It's a human phenomena. Now, it's clear to us that our mind affects the breath. What we are going to see in the next 15 minutes is, does the breath also affect the mind? Is it a two-way street? No, I can't handle my mind. Can my breath handle my mind? Let's check that out. Okay. We are going to learn a very simple breathing technique now, but a very potent one. It's called Bhastrika. Okay. Let me first demonstrate to you, then we have to all do it together. The only trick in this technique is that you will know the value of this only when you do it. You can't watch me do it and feel the effect. Right? So you have to do the technique with me. Only then you can observe what a difference it brings. Yes? So I will just show you how to do it first, and then we will do it together. So the starting position of this technique is like this. My hands are in a loose fist next to my shoulders facing outwards. Okay? Not up, not down, just in line with my shoulders. And the elbows are gently touching my rib cage. It's not like this. My hands are close to my body. This is the starting position. Now, when I say breathe in, we are going to breathe in and take the hands up and open the fist. I hope you can all see my hands. Open the fist. And when I breathe out, I will breathe out forcefully and bring the hands back in starting position. Could you hear my breath also? Yes, okay, great. Let me show you now together. Breathe in, out, in, out, in, out. Are you clear with this? Navneet ji, I'll just show it again. Okay. I'm sorry, I have to adjust the angle. This is the starting position. When I breathe in, arms are going up, fist is opening. Okay? And when I breathe out, forcefully, hands are coming down and fists are again closed. Simple? Very simple. Yeah, we are breathing in and out through only the nose during this. When we are breathing in, it's normal breath. When we are breathing out, forcefully. How forcefully? When you have a cold, when you blow your nose, we have all done that. So same, we have to go with that reference. Ready to start? Shall we do? We are going to do 3 rounds. Every round we are going to do this 15 times. Okay. This is 1. Like this we will do 15. I will give you the counts throughout the process. Your only thing needed from your side is that you keep your back straight. If you're sitting on a chair, for the next few minutes, don't take back rest. Sit little ahead so that your spine is erect. And when you are clear, you have understood, you can close your eyes and then really experience this properly. You can remove your spectacles, get ready. Back is straight. Relax the shoulders. If your shoulders are too stiff like that, it won't work. Relax. Yeah. Eyes are closed. Take a normal breath in and out. Get ready. And now for Bhastrika, with force and enthusiasm, breathe in, out, 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 and relax. Palms are loosely resting on the lap, open to the sky. Eyes are closed. Once again, take position for Bhastrika. If you're pregnant, you can avoid doing this. If you have very high blood pressure, you can do it lightly. Together with force and enthusiasm, breathe in, out, 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 and relax. Keep your palms loose on the lap. Observe the sensations in your body. Get ready for the third and final round of Bhastrika. Palms in a loose fist in front of the shoulders. Take a normal breath in and breathe out. Get ready for Bhastrika with force and enthusiasm. Breathe in, out, 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 and relax. Keep your eyes closed and sit comfortably and easily. We will keep our eyes closed for the next few minutes. We will do a short guided meditation. Meditation simply means relaxation, so no need to focus or concentrate on anything. We are just going to relax. Listen to even my instructions very lightly. You don't need to focus on my instructions also. Take a breath in and breathe out. Another breath in. And as you breathe out, relax your body but keep your spine erect. You can sit comfortably with back rest if you wish. Listen to all the sounds that are happening in your environment. Sound of the fan, or people talking around you. Sounds coming from outside, birds chirping or traffic sound. Listen to all the sounds that are happening around you. Let us be in harmony with these sounds. Breathe in and breathe out. From the environment, bring your attention to your body. Our body is a precious gift from nature. Bring your attention to your legs. Become aware of your right leg, knee, right thigh, right hip, the whole of the right leg. Breathe in and breathe out. Become aware of your left foot, left knee and thigh, left hip, the whole of the left leg. Breathe in and breathe out. Become aware of your abdomen and genitals, stomach and navel region, chest, right shoulder and right arm, left shoulder and left arm, throat and neck, face and head, the whole body. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, relax the whole body. Become aware of your thoughts, good thoughts or not so good thoughts, doesn't matter. Let them be. Don't fight with your thoughts. Thoughts are coming and going. Become aware of your feelings. Whether pleasant or unpleasant, never mind. Let them be. Just become aware of your feelings. You are peace. You are joy. Once again, become aware of your feelings, if any. Become aware of your thoughts, if any. Become aware of your body and surroundings. Slowly and gradually, whenever you feel like it, you may open your eyes. So, how is the state of your mind right now? Please share with me in the chat box. Calm, silent, very clear. Joseph Ji is saying relax. Navneet Ji is saying very clear. Calmer than before, Ravi Kiran Ji is saying. Navraja Ji is saying silent. What about the rest? I hope everyone did the meditation. How is the state of your mind? During the meditation, you may have had so many thoughts, so many things happening. But right now, the mind has become calm, right? Mind has become relaxed. This is the effect of the breath. This is what we can do with our breath. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Just few minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, we did a breathing technique. 5, 6 minutes, we meditated. Just a very short dose, right? But the technique that the Art of Living teaches, which is a gift of Sri Sri Guru, Ravi Shankar Ji, Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar Ji, is this phenomenal technique called Sudarshan Kriya. And I just want to show you a very short video about some scientific research that has been done on the effects of Sudarshan Kriya on the body and the mind. It's been explained in a very simple manner and very easy to understand. So I'm just going to share that with you now. Please let me know if it is audible. Oh, I think you have to make me a presenter.
Yeah, still. Yeah.
Pardon.
Yeah. You can present your screen.
Okay, I'll try again.
No.
Yeah, just one moment.
Many of us are familiar with the effects of stress.
I don't think that worked, right? Just one moment. Let me see. Yeah, I think should be. No, I think there is some security setting that's not allowing me to do that. Maybe I will just share the link of that video and you can watch it later. Yes, I think that will be a better thing to do. I would have loved for you to see it, but somehow Google Meet, I'm not so. Just one moment, I'll give it one more shot.
You're trying to share a video, or sorry, I don't know, what are you trying to do?
I'm just trying to share a video.
Okay, so you just share your screen, entire screen.
Yeah, just one moment. I think that screen did not work. I will share it on a tab. Just one moment.
Okay.
Give me just a minute. I will figure this out. Yeah, now it is there. I'll just show it. Sorry about the audio problem earlier. I hope you were able to see the rest of the video clearly. Yes, okay. So with that, I would like to end my session by inviting all of you to take the opportunity whenever you find one to learn Skybreath. It is one of the most powerful tools that we can equip ourselves with to just lead a healthier, more productive, and happier life. Yeah. So for me, it was amazing to be here. I hope you also learned something. It'll be nice if we can put down one thing that we learned from this session so that it makes it concrete. Otherwise we listen emotionally and then we forget later. So it's very important that we pin down just one learning that we have had in this session and put it in the chat box. I'm also sharing my contact details here in case someone wants to get in touch with me later with any queries or questions you may have. Good to hear importance of breath, oscillation between past and future. I'm seeing all your responses. Using breath control techniques, of course, to calm the mind during stress and anxiety. That's it. In one line, if we can remember this, that our emotions are not something that is out of our control. It is not, our emotions should not be running our life. We should be running our life, right? In a rational and in a wholesome way. So breath helps us do that. Very, very nice. I'm just shared my number here as well, and I'll share my email ID in case you want to write or ask something. I'm so glad to read all these learnings. Is good, good, good. Very nice. Wonderful. Okay, with this, I would like to thank Shiv Shankar Pariji for this amazing opportunity to spend this 1.5 hours. This is what I enjoy doing in my life, which is to spread the knowledge of breath and meditation, and getting a chance to share that with you. It makes me very happy. I'm here for any support that you may need in the future. Please feel free to contact me. If you want to learn Sudarshan Kriya, then do definitely contact me. I will plug you into an upcoming program where you can experience it. Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. So sorry. Shiv Shankar Pariji is here.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. But there is a question from Navraj, ma'am. Is Rudraksha useful for breath?
Rudraksh, you mean by the seed, Rudraksh?
I don't know.
I'm not so sure about that. That's not something we teach. We focus on breathing techniques and meditation.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
We can address if there are some questions, certainly. Yeah. If not, then we can close.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So participants, if you have any queries, yeah, you can free to ask. Okay. Yeah. So I don't think there are any more questions. Okay. Yeah. But yeah. Yes. On behalf of the organizing team and our institute, yeah, I thank you, Tanushree ji, for finding your time for us and yeah, from a busy schedule and for providing your gracious presence and to share your thoughts on this stress management. Yeah, it is really an interesting yeah, presentation. Yeah. So thank you, Tanushree ji, for your.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay, so participants, so let me